Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, welcome to the Wednesday Night Live, where it's a members-only chat, but everybody can watch. And open discussion as usual. But if stocks and crypto prices go down, what's next? What's your next moves, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to talk about it tonight and anything else you want to talk about. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And of course, stock market has been going down for 2 or 3 days. And then the next thing you know, today, it starts rising again. Everybody's pretty happy about that. So I hope you're one of the people that are happy. And I hope you might have bought more when the stock market went down, because that's one of your next moves. When the stock market goes down, what do we do here? Buy more. Or a lot of people panic sell. Or a lot of people just sell because they feel that the stock market's going to keep going down and they're taking some of their profits off the table. And if you would have invested a year ago or a little over a year ago, you still would be in the black. You would not be in the red. You would still be well ahead. So there would be no reason to panic. You should be looking for sale items. That's what it is right now. Everything's on sale. And some things have popped back up after today's 300 plus on the Dow. So anyhow, let's see who's in the house tonight. Melanie Bonita, Miss 23 Streams of Income's in the house. Good evening. Great evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Live. And of course, the only people that can chat tonight is members only. Everybody else can just watch. You can also watch the chat room, because there are gems that's probably going to be dropped tonight, like all live streams that we do. Welcome. Once again, Melanie Bonita, Miss 23 Streams of Income. We're all trying to catch her. I smashed the like button. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Please, everybody, smash the like button so YouTube knows that we're here. And by the way, we're also live streaming on Haps every now and then. I'm still checking it out. And who's ever on Haps tonight, please smash that like button as well. If you're on Twitter, smash the like button. If you're on the Facebook group, please smash the like button. All the algorithmic help we can get will come in handy. And also, share the videos. Because, you know, we help the world. We're out here trying to help people. It's the no guru zone. We're not charging anything. We just try to help you. All right? I love that intro. Thank you so much, Melanie Bonita. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, we had to revamp a little bit. We got to go a little more upscale. All right? So thank you so much. JSCO's in the house. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. Yo, 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 what's happening? And I see you in the house with the icon next to your name. Thank you so much for being here. I really need to get my intro done for my videos. Melanie Bonita, you know where to go. Fiverr. Simple. Pay somebody $10, $20, $30. It'll be handled. You know, pretty simple. Victor Marrero's in the house with the icon next to his name. And also his irrepressive, let's do this. He's here. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, stocks, crypto prices, as I started in the opening. What are you doing right now? Are you making moves? You panicking? You selling? You buying? Or doing nothing at all? Because you're sitting there going, I've seen this all before. The manipulation keeps going, but all those people who were afraid because there were only 2 days of drops in the stocks and the crypto market might have sold. And that opened the door for other people to get gains today. So isn't that how the stock market is supposed to work if it wasn't manipulated half the time? but it would just be buy, sell, simple stuff, nothing major. But you know how this all is. The markets are all manipulated. How is it? And you know how we got to go into the macro, the economics into this. How is it that the stock market goes down? Traditionally, when there was no crypto, people would start selling. And then what would they do? They're looking for a safe haven. So they'd put their money in gold, silver, bonds, somewhere where it wasn't volatile, where they didn't have to worry about losing anything else. They might even buy real estate. Now that there's crypto, now people are saying, well, if the stock market goes down, I'll put my money in crypto. So now instead of the gold getting the money and the silver and the precious metals, yeah, they're getting it, but not the bulk of it like it used to be. So this is wreaking havoc, and it's unpredictable what's going to happen. But you do know one thing, what's not unpredictable, no matter how much the feds lie to us, you know there's inflation coming, and it's already here. That means everything is going to increase in price, even stocks, even crypto, even real estate, gold, silver, precious metals even. All of it's going to go up, but there's going to be a downside as well. So are you going to hold on like you're supposed to, or are you going to give up and sell low and keep buying high? We buy low, sell high. That's the name of the game here, ladies and gentlemen. And you got to remember, it's always a risk no matter what you do. You invest in real estate, a risk. Crypto, a risk. Stocks, a risk. Gold, silver, precious metals, not so much of a risk, but it's still a risk because anything can happen. We have the, what do you call it? The modern monetary theory, and the key word in this is theory because it's always reset. Remember, free marketing system means that there's not supposed to be a bailout. Those people are supposed to file bankruptcy. There is not supposed to be, if you can't pay for your car or pay for your home, there's not supposed to be any holdup by the government. You lose, it goes for sale. That would create a whole bunch of homes on the marketplace. A whole bunch of cars wouldn't be sold. Whole bunch of places would be available, and then prices would be lower, supply and demand. So no sense in panicking when prices go up and down. All right? That's all I have to say. You know the motto around here. Prices go down, you buy more. All right? And some people all the guys who were in the chat room with the icons next to their name, they know what I bought today. I bought like sports stuff, DraftKings, Gamble, which is esports, and Skills. That's what I bought today, along with some more Ethereum. So that was on tap for me. I was waiting, like I told you on Monday. I said, I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to wait another day. I actually waited 2 more days before I bought anything. So I knew there was going to be a downside. They got to shake out the weak hands. So some of these hedge funds, they bought in at the lower price. Now stuff has moved up another 5 to 10%. 5 to 10% on millions of dollars is a lot of money. So they're happy with a 5% move or a 9 or 8, 7% move. That just means they got to sell right now and keep the profits. And when you start thinking about a $50 million and now you get to make 5% or 10% of that overnight, now you see why this is happening, right? It always happens. All right, let's go. Campbell, RPT, with the icon naturally next to his name. Hello, everyone. I'm welcome that you're here tonight on the Wednesday Night Live as well. And a new member of the Dominican Republic Real Estate Crew. Welcome to that crew as well. All right, Curtis Davis is in the house. Good evening. Welcome, Mr. Financial, to the Wednesday Night Live. We're talking about anything you want to tonight, but what's in the news right now is stocks went down for 2 days only. 2 days and people are panicking because we're spoiled. And now everybody's a little bit happier because the stocks went up. And I got to give you guys a little story. I continue to invest the same amount every day regardless of the state of the market, using the power of dollar cost averaging. That's how we do it around here. Victor Marrero, he's Mr. Finance as well. So he knows, just like everybody else, consistent investments over time. So you have to think about it for everybody who's not familiar with dollar cost average. If I buy a share of stock, I'll give you a perfect example, a real life example. When Airbnb came out, it opened up around $143, $145 when their IPO came out. I bought on the day of the IPO for $153. All right. Later that day or the next day, I can't remember the sequence, whether it was that day or the next day, it went down as low as $122, $23, $24. I bought it $153. So that means I was already negative 30 some dollars. So I had to buy back in, and I bought back in at 128. All right. So instead of my dollar cost average being 153, now the difference between 153 and 128, that's my dollar cost average now. So that's a difference of, I think I'm around 140, 142, somewhere in there. So that is how you get your dollar cost average lower. So that's why if you invest consistently over time, you'll also get the lows and you'll get the high. So your dollar cost average will always be at a midpoint almost. So that means you'll have profit as long as it's always above the midpoint. So the lower you can get your dollar cost average, the better. That's why a lot of investors buy on the dip, because they most of the time have bought at a higher price. So that's what this is all about, and that is what Victor Marrero is referencing. All right. What up, fam? George Maple, G Money's in the house on the Wednesday Night Live. What up, fam? Listening but driving. G Money's in the house. That's right. A lot of people have nicknames around here, and G Money's one of the OGs, and he's in the house for the night. He's doing his usual late night driving out and about. So welcome, G Money. Glad to see you here once again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. I want to talk about something else. Let me see. I got most people like Victor Marrero, Campbell RPT, myself, and I'm missing somebody as well that also invested in Dominican Republic. We all have contracts that we have to get. And I got a contract today for the Simon's Residences, which was at the Primavera. Now, after all this time, my contract hasn't been finalized. It's at the lawyers. They sent it over today. So I'm going to give you guys some things. I'm going to show you what it looks like in case people aren't familiar with it, because this is one of the no barriers to entry. When you're doing pre-construction condos, and I went over some, you'll see the no barriers to entry real estate video, and I go over Miami. Pre-construction works the same way, except you got to put down 20%, and the condos cost $300,000 and up, $350,000 and up. In the Dominican Republic, condos cost like $40,000 and up. But you don't have to put down 20%. You only have to put down like 10% usually. All right? Different developers require different things. But right now, most developers in Punta Cana are saying, okay, give me 10% down. No qualifying, but I want either 30% over the next year, 2 years, and then, you got a 70% LTV at today's prices. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you the Simon's Residences because, see, over there, they're in Spanish, and they have to translate it to English, at least for the Primavera 2 residences. That's what they have to do. They don't already have it set. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, so you don't have to feel like you're scared. It looks just like any other contract, and it's 6 pages, and you need to read through all your contracts. It's that simple, right? It's not that hard. So I'm going to show you. Here you go. I'm not going to show you the top part of this, but the project is called, like you guys know, Simon Residences. And it's within the scope of Primavera Residences 2 is this address. All right. So you can see that right there. And then here's the description. All right. Now, you guys probably can't see this, but as you know, I bought unit 302A. And it says located on the 3rd level. So that's the 3rd floor with an extension. So it's 75 square meters, 2 bedrooms, main room with a bathroom. Then they say 1 common bathroom. Living, dining room, laundry area, kitchen, 1 parking spot, glass windows, wooden doors with a terrace within a totally closed project with 24-hour surveillance. Okay, we have gates, just, all that. But here's the thing. So the reason why you have to read all this is because they're missing something. So they're telling me about what's in the unit, right? But I have a terrace, and on the terrace is like a 24-meter square semi-enclosed building up there. And then there's also a third bathroom, and none of that is mentioned in this first part right here. This first part is the description. So if I would have signed this agreement and they are a bad actor, and I get there and I'd be like, hey, what's up with the bathroom and the enclosed area on the terrace? They can always go back and say, hey, you got the contract. There's no mention of this. It's not in there. This is the only section where this would be, the first part. Because right here in this second paragraph, it's going to tell you if it's not mentioned in this first part, then it doesn't even count. So you have to read all your contracts. This is for everybody. It doesn't matter what contracts you're doing, whether it's real estate in the USA, whether it's a music biz contract, it does not matter. Mowing lawn contract, you need to read your contracts. So that's what I just wanted to illustrate real briefly, because it's not that hard. It's only 6 pages. You can read all of it. You guys already know the numbers. It's it was 82 grand. You guys already know, had to put down 1,000, which came out to 972 after I guess their bank took out fees. Then you had to put in another 7,200, so that completes the 8,200 down. And there's my 10%, as you guys can see. So we only had to complete with 10%, right? And now we just make there's the 20% right there. So in the next, it's going to be 20 months now. And you can see $865 per month is what it's going to be until October 2022. Well, here goes another thing. Even though it's minor, it's supposed to be November 2022. So that's when it's supposed to be complete. So that's one of the things. And I want to show, if I can find it real fast, they had this other little blurb in here that if they don't meet their criteria of delivery, let's say November 2022, they can up and say, well, we'll do, we get 180 days extension, 6 months. During that 6 months, they're going to pay 0.05%. All right. Well, I took exception to this. 0.05% on 80 grand is like $40. All right. This is it right here. Grant the seller a grace period of 180 days if they don't complete the work. And they want to charge 0.5%. I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. And the reason why this doesn't work for me is in the next paragraph, if I, as a buyer, when the time comes and I can't finance this thing within 60 days, they want to charge me $1,000 per month. And I'm like, no, you guys pay the $1,000 a month if you don't have it ready. So I got to talk with the lawyer tomorrow. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to figure this out because their contracts are written this way, basically, for the builders. Of course, the developers, they have a leeway like that. So I don't like that, but we're still going to talk about it tomorrow. All right. And then we have this force majeure. And in case you don't know what a force majeure is, if there's a hurricane or something beyond anyone's control, then the seller can also hold off on delivery and be like, okay, well, whenever we get ready. And I'm like, okay, that's not working for me either. These open-ended statements, right? Because it's a contract. If you leave it open, we're going to have a problem. All right. And then just like any other thing, you could see right here, second part is me, first part's them. That's who's then signing on for their favor. And you can see it's just a normal notary, 6-page. That's it. All right. And once you sign that, you're under obligation, just like you are around the world. When you sign a contract, it's game over. All right. You have to adhere, both parties, and every law works the same way. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is real estate. No barriers to entry. I'm showing you right there. No qualifying, no nothing right now. You're all good. Okay. What's up, SSN fam? Hey, fam, bam. Glad to be in the house. Tanisha Lyles on the Wednesday Night Live. Thank you so much for being here. Victor Marrero, my contract also states that if they don't deliver my unit on time, they will start paying me rent every month until it's completed. Let me find the percentage. That's right, because yours got moved back a whole nother year. So it's probably almost the same. I'd be willing to bet it's got to be something so small. But if you wouldn't have paid this $1,000 a month nonsense, I'm like, wait, you guys are tripping. I'm like, no, you don't get to just charge me anything you want, and then you're going to give me $40 a month, $50 a month. That's crazy. Tanisha, what's up? Curtis Davis. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. So everybody wants to be an investor, right? When the going is good, when everybody's winning, we have rah, rah, shish, goomba. But soon as there seems to be a downside, just like in real life, if you look like a loser, act like a loser, people tend to want to stay away from you. And if you're a winner and act like a winner and have all these trappings of being a winner, people want to hang out. Same thing with stocks and same thing with crypto. If things are going up, there's euphoria. When things are going down, people start freaking out. So just stay even keeled, ladies and gentlemen, because there's one thing that you need to know. All right? Every time the stock market is crashed, it always comes back to the same place and even goes higher. Now, what you don't know, though, is sometimes it takes 6 months, sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 2 years, sometimes it takes 3 years. But it always comes back. So you just have to be patient. Now, I'm not saying all stocks come back, but let's just put it in plain perspective. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, car companies, things that you know, cloud storage, artificial intelligence, things that are basically going to be around. So you know that's what we have to do, right? So if you're talking about fringe things, then fringe stocks may not hold up. And fringe could be like the esports, right? That could be fringe, but that is going to be in the Olympics. So the odds of that disappearing is pretty slim. Plus, they actually have people that make like $30,000, $40,000 a year that they pay these esports players to sit around and play games as teams. So you got to keep in mind, there's a whole nother ecosystem around here. So these are the things you want to be in. You don't want to be in something that's just a gamble, so to speak, that's not even in mainstream. So, you know, Coke, Pepsi, you're going to be safe. Think about it. You put in the gold and silver ETFs, you'll be good. All right. So that's how we do it. All right. Let's see. Haha, true. Everybody, investor, crypto, stocks. Exactly. What's up, everyone? Good evening, E. Diesel Mike. Good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Same stocks. IDL, Tesla, AMD, Teladoc, SPCE. Yep, that's it exactly. Mr. Financial, Curtis Davis. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. All these are going down. Just like you look at Palantir and you look at C3, which is artificial intelligence. These things are like half price of what they were just like 2 months ago. All right. This is like the future, but yet they're like half price. And I got to say, can't stand keep winning. That's right. Keep winning. That's how we do it. Only it's because of preparation. You have to understand, if you know that you can't repossess a vehicle, right? So if you can't repossess a vehicle, cars that would have normally came back as used cars, which would have had a 30 to 40% decrease in price, which are only a year old or 2 years old, those aren't on the marketplace. So now a person has to go buy what? A new car generally, because the used cars aren't there. So what happens? That increases the price. A home, you can't evict people and you can't foreclose on people. So now what does that mean? There's no homes that are available for sale. So that just means supply and demand. So that means more people want to buy a home. Home prices have to go up. But keep in mind, one day they will be able to evict and foreclose. There will be a flood of homes on the market. So what is going to happen? Supply and demand. A whole bunch of homes on the market means home prices have to come down. It's that simple. So either you can buy a home now or you can just wait till there's a foreclosure. And unfortunately, it might be another year. That's the way it's going. So we know what's going to happen. Meanwhile, there's 4 of us so far that have gotten property in the DR at rock bottom prices, as far as I'm concerned. A 2-bedroom for 82 grand. Another person got a 2-bedroom in San Domingo for around 80 grand. I can't remember what Campbell RPT's is. And he got his in San Domingo. And then I know what Victor Marrero got his, 231K, a 2-bedroom 3 years ago now is when it started. Due to COVID, they extended it almost another year and a half. So he already has like over $100,000 in equity, and he hasn't even paid for the property yet. That's insane. So again, in my opinion, we're all positioned in this case ahead of the curve, because even if things go down in the USA, we still are positioned with the right price where even if things go down, we'll be able to rent our units, even if it's for $75 a night, even if it's for $50 a night, because of the price points that we bought it at, we'll still be able to make money and still pay what our remaining balance is, if we have a balance, after we pay our 30% down or 40% down or 50% down. So those are the things you got to remember. Curtis Davis, there you go with those nuggets. Glad you're in the house tonight. Tanisha Lyles, that's right, Mr. Financial, always dropping the nuggets. George Maple, 90% of my dividend stocks are weathering the storm. Exactly, G Money. That's exactly right. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because that is one of the staples that I always say. People are like, well, I don't want to buy dividend stocks. I'm like, why not? If they're giving you 10% on your money, 12% on your money, even when the stock market goes down, we're still getting dividends. In most cases, not in all, because last year when there was a crash and burn of that 30 to 40% correction, Ford stopped giving their dividends. For starters, is one company. There's a myriad of companies that stopped giving dividends. NAT reduced their dividends to nothing almost. DHT to nothing. NRZ to nothing. I mean, a bunch of companies reduced their dividends, but that doesn't mean others did not. So we're still earning money every month or every 3 months. All right. So that's the beauty of dividend stock investing. That's why a lot of people don't panic. Again, we're still making money while we sleep from money we invested years ago. So what is there to panic about? Right. All right. The states are getting billions of dollars for rental utility assistance, extending the time to crash. Exactly. They're just doing exactly what they do with the deficit. They're stringing it out as far as they can and just making it up as they go, because they're sitting there saying, okay, if we just don't do anything, this is a crash and burn scenario. But the crash and burn scenario is, I'm just going to say it like it is. If I make $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, and the stock market crashes and burns, it's not going to affect that many people. However, if the stock market crashes and burns, the top 10% of the wealthiest in America owns 92% of the stock market. So now the top 10 percenters, those millionaires, billionaires, and those who are well off, they're the ones that are going to get jacked. And that's why they always manipulate it, because you can imagine if this thing dropped like 40% like it's supposed to, these guys would be jumping out of windows like it was 1987, Black Monday all over again. All right. But they're not allowing that to happen right now. So the Fed is backstopping everything. So you guys have to understand what's going on. They're not going to let them guys crash and burn. So all in the meantime, they're just trying to find out the other, let's call it 8% of the population. They're just trying to figure out who's going to have the weak hands when there's volatility like this past week for 2 days. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, it's only 2 days. Stick around when it's like 2 weeks. 3 weeks when it's going down 1%, 2% every day, and people start panicking and start selling, and the price keeps dropping. Hang out for that. That's when you got to be put a big smile on your face, get your duffel bag of cash, which is on standby, and be like, okay, now's the time to grab some. Just like if it happens in crypto, just what happened, the same thing happened. $60,000 was the price for Bitcoin. It went down to 50. Did you buy some more? Ethereum was 2,500. It went down to 1,900. Did you buy some more? You would have already made back 10% on your money or more. If it was Ethereum, it would have been 20%. So this is how you have to think. This is what they're doing. But if you're at work and not paying attention, you have no reason, no excuse. Down below in the description, get your Robinhood and Webull links, get the app, get your free shares of stock, because even if you're at work now, you could take your 10-minute break, go look on your app and find out what's happening. This isn't like 1980s where you would have to call up a broker and your work and all that and take 20 minutes to get through. Nothing like that. You can check this out in 30 seconds on your phone. What's happening? There's updates, there's ads, there's all kind of stuff being told to you, information that can help you. All right? It's come a long way now, ladies and gentlemen. There's no reason for you not to participate in this transfer of wealth that is happening right before your eyes. So don't be scared. Just get yourself extra streams of income. We're trying to get 23 streams of income like Melanie Bonita. But I'm going to tell you, you'd probably be happy with 4 or 5. All right? Just get more streams of income, because the new money that you're going to make is going to be based on inflation. Economic talk tonight. So you got to keep in mind, if I'm making $1,000 per month right now, the price of everything goes up. That means I'm still going to be making $1,000, but it's going to be based on the new inflation numbers. So maybe I'll make $1,100, maybe it'll be $1,200. You follow what I'm saying? Everything is going up based on inflation. You're getting paid based on inflationary number. You don't want to have something sitting around like I say, that duffel bag of cash. You have to deploy that duffel bag of cash sooner or later. You can't let that sit around, because you're losing money while it's sitting on the sidelines. All right? So keep those things in mind. That's how inflation works. And yes, the state is just basically holding off. Yes, let's get more streams of income. Of course, she's down. She's going to have 24 if she joins us at the Dominican Republic. And that's going to be hard to beat, because I don't know anybody that has 24 streams of income. I know people, even I'll use the Shark Tank guys. They don't even have 24 businesses, even though they're on Shark Tank making deals with people. That's how crazy 24 streams of income is. Man, speaking of that, I had a good idea, but I'm not going to say any more good ideas, because apparently there has come to my attention that there's some people listening to some of my ideas, and they're trying to maybe implement them. So you guys know I was talking about SSN Life, and I was talking about crypto and how we're going to do some things. Lo and behold, I get this email where somebody says, hey, is this your program? I'm like, no, my program's not out. I found a video where somebody's talking about what I was talking on the live stream. I was like, okay, I can't give out any more nuggets right now until I actually bust out with it. Even though they're doing things a little differently, I don't want to give them any more help, because they're running down the wrong path. But it's all right. So, but anyhow, when we do SSN Life, it's going to happen. And by the way, I didn't give you guys an update on the SSN Life. I was supposed to have that meeting on Sunday. The guy didn't even call me until like 2:45 in the day. And then he tells me, well, we're at a meeting. We are at a meeting without me. So then I said, well, then carry on. I'm like, I said, at this point, I'm just going to do it without you. I don't even need you in the first place. I could do this. I was just trying to do a little more like shortcut, let's say. But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to reverse this around and do it a different way, where I just control 100% of the whole situation. So then that way I don't have to listen to anybody talking to me about like an AG jeweler situation where somebody else is controlling stuff. And then when they fail, we all fail. So I was like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with you guys about this. So I'm going to have to just do it myself. And so I'm running around a little different twist. It's still going to work out fine. It's just that I'm going to do it my way. So it's going down still. So give me a few more months probably, but it's all going to happen. So I got to tell you guys. In fact, I'm going to have a founders club. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. I'll tell you that. There will be a founders club. And one of the perks, because of course I have condos now in the Dominican Republic and around the world. So one of the perks is a founders club. Every founder will be able to stay in. You'll have your choice in whichever unit in 2 years. Well, actually it's less than 2 years at this point, but we'll say 2 years from now. You'll have your choice of a week in Punta Cana. Take your pick, which one of the condos you want to stay in. Then you'll be able to schedule your date. You'll be able to do that. I'm going to also do another vacation. Some of you might like this, where I'm going to give you like 3 or 4 days where you can stay in probably, I might pick like 10 locations, which will include Mexico, Caribbean, Hawaii, even Europe. So in case somebody says, you know what, you don't have enough choices or places, I'm picking all the hot spots where you guys will be able to stay. All this will be for free if you're in the Founders Club. All right. That's for starters. I'm also going to be doing something like 3 hour yacht tour, in case you like boating or something. And of course, it's not even going to be where you have to fly to Florida. It'll be in your own backyard. So it'll be a situation where I'll have deals where you guys can just go. But all founders, you'll be able to have all that for free. And of course, you now know that won't be like $300 to be a founders, right? So it's all coming. I'll have it up in paper. I'll have it up in the up on a website, ssnlifestyle.com website, probably in about 2 to 3 weeks. All right. So that's the latest news with SSN Lifestyle. I just can't get into how I'm doing the crypto thing because, like I said, apparently somebody's trying to copy similar to what I was talking about. And so I'm not going to feed into some more info for them at this point until I bust out with it. All right. Let's go. Victor Marrero, contract states I will get 6% of the price prorated month to month. Also states that if that happens, I can walk away. If so, I will. My deposit of $115K plus 10% of the price for the inconvenience. I will. My deposit of $115K plus 10% of the price for the inconvenience. Okay. But I don't think you're going to walk away because you've already paid. You already paid your 50% down. All you're doing is sitting back, relaxing right now. And the price is going up. Again, I have to reiterate, Victor Marrero, $231K. And right now, his 2-bedroom is valued around $349K. And it's not even built yet. It's not even going to be done till next year. He's still got a year to go because they moved it back due to COVID. So between now and a year from now, he could step in where that thing's worth like almost double. It could be near 400K by this time next year. And more than likely it will be because it's on the grounds of Hard Rock. The complex is nice. And the value of property there will probably increase. Because if I got to spend $300,000 for a studio in downtown Miami, granted, I love downtown Miami, but you can buy 2 or 3 condos in the Dominican Republic, for instance. Granted, it's not downtown Miami, but all I'm saying is for the same dollar cost, you won't have 3 studios. That's all I'm trying to say. For $350,000, you could have a 2-bedroom on the Hard Rock property. You can have a 2-bedroom at a whole bunch of properties, even my favorite, Vista Cana, and still have change left over. I mean, this is crazy. So that's all I'm trying to say about that. You have options. All right. Now, wow. Yes. Wait until it's released. Exactly. Sometimes you have to soar in silence. Exactly, Melanie Benita. That's how it always works. Sign me up. Where do I sign? JSCO. Hey, man. Hit me up, you guys. If you ever want to get on the real estate that I'm talking about, I have the realtors' names who I've dealt with. I have the lawyer who's writing up that contract that you saw for me, translating it from Spanish to English. And you can always hit me up at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com or make comments down below. Get your free $10 of Coinbase down below. All right. That's it. So that's another freebie. In case you guys missed the No Barrier to Entry series number 4, I just released it today. You might want to check that out. It's all about branding. And so I like to call it your reputation. But branding yourself or branding your business, I gave you some tools. I gave you some articles that you can read. And of course, I talk about a few other things during the video. But I just released that today as well. If anybody's watching after this live stream, go check them out because that'll help you. Again, there's no barrier to entry here. Just what I showed you my contract. There's no credit check, no qualifying. Victor Marrero, no credit check, no qualifying. All of us, Campbell RPT, he did have to qualify because he bought an existing unit. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, it was already furnished. That's how crazy deal he got. The seller, he was motivated to sell. And he was Johnny on the spot because he was looking for an opportunity. He found an opportunity and pounced on it. And in his case, they did have to do a credit check on one of the credit bureaus because he had to get financing. And that's what he did. He put down, I think it was 20%. So 20%, and I can't remember the number. So maybe Campbell RPT will tell me the number again. I think it was 80 some thousand for a 2-bedroom in Santo Domingo. If I remember right, I can't remember the number. So after this time, he tells me I'll remember. Just send the info to the members only. I guess no more live streams. The fraudster could at least have given you credit and some cash. Yeah, exactly. This is how it always works, though. Everybody always hears some stuff that I'm doing business-wise, and then they try to figure out what I'm doing, and then it's always wrong. In other words, it's going to be a failure because I actually saw what they were talking about, and I was like, okay, he's about to do something that's not going to happen. Or if it does happen, it's going to be bad news. You rock. That's exactly what I was thinking. If you book 5 or more days in my Punta Cana condo, then I'll give you a weekend off in my Margaritaville home in Orlando. Exactly, Victor Marrero. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, rolling it into other things. And in fact, in case you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Marrero, he's an investment magnet. I'm going to dish some stuff. Even though he's mentioned it before, I know he has a home in Georgia that he bought a long time ago when he's in the military, he said, and he rents it out now. He also disclosed that what he rents out there pays for where he lives now, a true asset. That's an asset, ladies and gentlemen. He's using one property to pay where he lives now. Then he goes out and buys other properties that he rents out. So now he's basically doing it all the right way, and he still is young enough to have a job. So now he has all these revenue streams coming in, but yet he gets to dole out his revenue how he sees fit because he already has his home being paid for by another person from his asset. And then now he has other assets to boot, which now means he has other streams of income coming in that's going to go where? Into other investments. It's a beautiful program, ladies and gentlemen. While you're sleeping, these are the same things that anybody can do. And that's why the No Barrier to Entry videos, I have come up with number 4. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4, all different type of things. But this is how you actually do it. Start small with one unit. Get that under control. Make sure it gives you payout, so it's an asset. And then the profits from that, you determine how you're going to use it. If you're going to use it to buy another asset, or you're going to use it to make sure that where you live is being paid for. So then that way you can breathe a sigh of relief. That's what you want assets for. A lot of people go reverse. They go buy a house. A house by itself that you're paying for is not an asset, in my opinion. A lot of people feel it's an asset because it does go up in value. And case in point is in the last 2 years. If you bought a house, you're loving life because your house went up so much. All right. But what goes up sometimes comes down as well. But for the most part, you now have an opportunity to refi and buy an asset. Simple. Or get a HELOC real fast and buy an asset. and take all the money out the HELOC and buy the asset. Don't get the HELOC approved and then don't do anything, because if the house price drops, they're going to take the HELOC away. So just do a refi, and if you can get your refi into the twos, then you're well ahead of the game. 2.9, 2.7, Marrero probably knows what the number is, but you can refi and pretty much have free money. So those are the kind of things that we do. But yeah, I like that deal. I'll give you a weekend off in my margarita. I like that deal. And the thing about, I don't know how much he's able to charge, but I know he can charge a lot at the Margaritaville home. In fact, Victor Marrero, since you're here, I always wondered something. You know, Margaritaville has places, well, I'm sure he knows, but a lot of people don't know. Margaritaville has resorts and villas in a lot of spectacular places. In fact, many of you know, I was standing right next to it at Juanita Beach. There's a Margaritaville being built, or was it Macau Beach? I can't remember exactly. It was either at Macau Beach or at Juanita Beach. Anyhow, in Punta Cana, they already had it grayed out with the cement and everything built. So there's a spot there. Can people from like Margaritaville in Orlando, do they get any special deals to go stay at Margaritaville in Cabo or Margaritaville anywhere in Mexico or in the Caribbean? That's what I want to know. Is it worthwhile to do that? Because I know they're like a timeshare as well, but that's not what I'm interested in. I just want to know if you can do it. Victor, good deal. Exactly. Campbell RPT. The qualification was simple. This is Campbell RPT. Yep. He says it was simple. They really just approved the deal based on the ability to pay. Beautiful. Well, here we go again. The property was $82K. There we go. He put down 20%, I believe. So that means he put down 16K, I believe it was. So he's almost in the same boat as me. So that means he's paying, I don't know what his payments are, but I do know his interest was like 15%. And some of you might be going, oh my God, 15%. Holy smokes. I know. That's what I'd be thinking too, until he said, drop this bomb. He rented out 1 week, like earlier this month. And he says the 1 week rental paid for 1 month with change left over. So that means the number, that's what I was trying to say before, the 82,000, even at 15%, is nothing extravagant that you can't afford to pay. So like I was saying last week, if he rented 2 weeks out this month, he's going to have 2 months worth of payments. And this isn't even prime time, ladies and gentlemen. Prime time is like December, January, February, March, April, it starts tapering off. So if he's doing this right now in April, and then summer is when it kicks back up, that's like mid-season. So if he's doing this right now, imagine what's going to happen for like when it's November during Thanksgiving. And then, of course, it's going to skip a little bit. But at the end of December, when it's Christmas, New Year's, imagine 3 months during the year minimum that he's going to be able to charge more. So he might be able to get, if he's able to do 3 weeks, that might be worth like 4 months or 4.5 months worth of payments. If he can get 3 weeks out of the month rented for 3 months, that could be like almost half the year he would have in payments just off of 3 months worth of rentals. That would be remarkable, but it's because of the price point, 82 grand. We're not out here buying stuff for $300,000-$400,000. Victor Marrero, he's got a 2-bedroom. I'm anticipating he'll be able to rent for $400 a night, $350 a night, only because he's at the Hard Rock. Because they charge during prime time $1,000 per couple per night. And it's only a hotel room, which now it's all inclusive, hotel room and all that, but it's not a 2-bedroom. So, and you still have, he'll have a different color band. The guests will have a different color band when they go to Hard Rock, but they can still go to the casino. They can still see the shows. They can still go to the restaurants, do all that stuff there. They can still go to the beach. So, except the difference is they can cook food in their room. So, they don't have to go to the restaurants if they don't want to. So, there's a huge difference. So, while the hotel is going to cost $1,000 a night for a studio, all inclusive, he's probably going to be able to get away, my estimation, like 400, 350 a night. And he only paid 200,000. So just think about that, ladies and gentlemen. 21 nights times almost 400 a night. You guys start doing the numbers. That starts getting insane. $8,000 per month potentially in profits. So just think about that. 3 months, 24 grand. If at the end of the year, if he's able to do like 50 grand, that means in like 4 years, he got his money back. And his property's already worth 350 grand. That's just a perfect example. We'll be talking about this next year when my property's only going to be like 2 months or 4 months before delivery. And then we're going to know how much my properties are going to be worth. If they're going to be about the same, or if they're going to be, maybe I'll get lucky as well, where my properties are almost 70% more. Maybe we all get lucky. We'll find out. There's no way I'm walking away. That's a financial suicide. They'll have to force me out. Exactly. He's already put down 115K. Exactly. And he's in perfect position. He only owes 50% more. So like Campbell RPT said, Campbell RPT, I believe, put down 20%, and he just testified to the fact that it's based on your ability to pay. Victor Marrero's in the same boat. He only has a 50%. Well, actually, he doesn't even have 50% LTV at this point, because if the property's worth 350 grand and he only owes 115, that's like 33%. I mean, come on. He can do whatever. 33%, they'll throw a loan at him. They'll be like, hey, man, take this loan, please. You know? And and then he can keep his cash and buy another. Well, I think we may be able to talk him in. He might be buying another property, you guys, somewhere. He might be buying another property because he won't have to use the cash for his for the first condo. He can just go get a loan and then go get another asset. The rich keep getting richer, unfortunately, but you got to get in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it's crypto, you got to get in the game. I did have to replace the stove. It's only a 1-bedroom, but I want to add a sleeper sofa. I will be able to list on Airbnb for more if I can accommodate 4 people. Exactly. Campbell RPT, that's really a good point with real estate, especially with the problem. I'll give you a perfect example. In Miami, that Nativo Miami. Go check out the video, you guys. Search the channel if you want to check out the Nativo Miami. I have a couple of videos that I'm talking about it. Again, no qualifying, no barrier to entry, no nothing, because you're putting down your down payment over the next, I think it was 2 years. So you don't have nothing to worry about. But here's the point. Even at Nativo, they had studio units. And again, I granted they were 350 grand was the minimum. 390 once you go up about 10 floors. But the point I'm trying to make is that was one of their things. The studio unit has a king size bed or a queen, I can't remember, and a sofa sleeper, so it sleeps 4 people. That is significant. If you haven't rented real estate before, never buy a studio that sleeps 2 people. Never, ever do that. You always have to make sure you have room enough to put in a sofa sleeper. All right? You always want to sleep 4. So the better scenario is if you can get a 1-bedroom for 82 grand, unheard of, then you have a separation. So when you tell somebody I have a 1-bedroom that sleeps 4, then people are more inclined to do that. A studio that only sleeps 4, you usually get 2 adults and a child or 2 children. It's rare that you'll have 2 couples whenever you have a studio. When you have a 1-bedroom, you will get 2 couples, or you will get a family with a kid or 2 kids and 2 adults. So that's the differences between a 1-bedroom. And in real estate, if you can really get a 2-bedroom, that is the one you really want if it's affordable for you. You want a 2-bedroom, and the reason why you want a 2-bedroom is you have options. The people have options at that point. They can get you can do 2 couples. I've been doing rentals for a long time. What'll happen is, and Victor Marrero will say this because he has a home at Margaritaville, he knows exactly what I'm going to be talking about. You'll get people who will call up and say, we got 2 adults, we have 4 children, what's your sleeping arrangements? And so if you have a king size bed in one room, 2 double beds in the second room, a sofa sleeper in the living room, those people are happy because they say, okay, we got 3 adults, 2 children. They can figure out the arrangement. Some people go, we have 3 couples. So then it's like if you can be flexible and you can go, oh, don't worry, I'll have a king size bed in the second bedroom. So the first room will have a king, the second will have a king, then there's a sofa sleeper that's like a queen. They're like, done. And you can charge a lot more with a 2 bedroom, and you have a lot more options with the 2 bedroom. So the lesson here is if you have a choice between size of units, the pecking order is 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom, studio, but studio has to sleep 4. Never, ever get a studio that can sleep only 2 people because you're going to have a hard time renting it out. 2 bedrooms are easier and you can charge more. 1 bedrooms are fine. That's like the midpoint. But as long as you can sleep 4, you're still going to be good. Especially like in a Santo Domingo, in a high traffic area that people visit and it's a vacation rental. What you'll get then is you'll get calls like this. Hey, my friends are staying at this same place. Do you have a spot there for us? That's when the 1 bedroom works best. 1 bedroom, they'll take it. Oh, I got a kitchen in there. Yes, you got a sofa sleeper too. Oh, cool. I can bring extra people with me. That's how that goes. You'll get all kind of different calls for real estate, but the more flexible you are, that means the more you can rent. So you can always rent a 2 bedroom, and I'll give you a perfect example. You do realize that every day that goes by for real estate, if you're in a vacation rental, if today it's vacant, that means you lost a day that you could have rented. But here's the trick. So you look up the rental, you check it out and you go, man, it's a week before this weekend. Nobody's renting it out. You go find out how much a 1 bedroom costs. So you find out a 1 bedroom costs $299 a night, right? But you have your 2 bedroom listed for $449 a night. You might say, okay, instead of me not having any rental income, maybe I'll just rent for $349 a night, $50 more than a 1 bedroom. You're going to have a person call you because it's worth $50 more for them to rent a 2 bedroom and have more space. All right. There's all kind of little tricks you can do. So that's why real estate is very powerful. All right. All right. Good evening, Mr. Burton, SSN fam. Wilson Kuz in the house with the icon next to his name. Thank you so much for being here. Moses Tillman's in the house. Good evening, SSN fam. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, Moses Tillman. And since he put the SSN fam in there, that's right, SSN Nation, we got the new hats are coming out. You guys are probably going to see it on the Friday Night Live. There's always going to be something coming out new starting this year on. G. Hiru, welcome to the Wednesday Night Live. Glad to see you, man. Peace, family. Thank you so much for being here. Victor Marrero, the rate will depend on the Hard Rock nightly rate. During concert, Hard Rock charges up to $1,500. I know. It happened during Shakira's concert a few months ago. Tell me about it, Victor Marrero. That's why the Hard Rock property, I believe, is going to be extraordinary. The only thing that I have reservations about is what they're doing over there at Universe. I mean, there's like, I don't even know, 400 units, it seems like. And so they're adding so many units at the property that I don't really know what the supply and demand is going to be. But like he just said, Shakira was probably sold out. And nobody really wants to. Okay, Victor Marrero knows where the Hard Rock is, but I'm going to give you guys a little idea. You're at the airport, and so I won't use kilometers. I'll use miles. You're at the airport. The Hard Rock is probably about 20 miles away. It's somewhere between 15 and 20 miles is my estimation. That seems about how long it took me to get there, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get to the entrance. All right. So nobody wants to be in downtown area, even, like downtown Punta Cana, and then have to find their way through security and get into the Hard Rock and then get into the casino where it's going to be sold out. You don't want to be in that position. So a lot of people are going to say, you know what, I'm not going to have to spend $1,500 a night. But to me, they're going to say it's worth it for me to spend $700 a night. At least I'm on property and I can walk there. And once the concert's over, I can go dancing and doing whatever on the safe confines of the Hard Rock grounds. So therefore, they're going to pay the $700. If it's $1,500 a night, people are going to pay they're going to pay $1,000 a night to stay in his 2-bedroom, or $800 or $900. That's what's going to happen. He understands this because he's been doing this rental stuff for the vacation rentals for a while. He knows exactly what's going to happen. And I don't even know what's going to happen after the COVID situation is over. Remember, Dominican Republic had the #1 tourism of 6.5 million tourists a year. Concerts are going to be at the Hard Rock property ongoing. They have poker tournaments there. I know you guys know I used to play poker, so I actually played at the Punta Cana Poker Classic at the Hard Rock. Okay, couple of times. All right, so they have that there. They have concerts there. They have all kind of activities at the Hard Rock, and with all these new condos there, they're probably going to up their attraction at the casino. They're probably going to add some more. It's going to be out of control. So that's why I kind of want to get my hands on a Cana Rock property, but I can't. I can't make that move yet. So we'll see what happens. But wow, $1,500 a night is insane. 2 bedrooms, vacations. That's right. That's your best bet if you can get it at the right price. Like I said, Victor Marrero at $231 got it at the right price. Everybody else, unfortunately, is going to have to spend $340, $320, maybe more if they're trying to get a 2-bedroom there now. Just to give you an idea, I paid $3K Friday to Sunday for a normal room at the Hard Rock during the Latin Festival, which they have every year. Now I have a place 3-minute walking distance. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you do assets. And the fact he already knows exactly what time it is. He's got the information. Remember, whenever you're doing something, this is the information you need to know. When you're buying property, you need to know about this information, especially when it's in your own backyard. So the thing is, $3K for 2 nights? Jeez, I'm hoping that was 3 nights at least. But my God, that's a lot. The Latin Festival, jeez. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. If that's for 2 nights, that's incredible. But the point is, if they're charging $1,500 a night during the Latin Festival, $1,500 a night for Shakira, and ladies and gentlemen, the people that are paying $1,500 a night, all they have is a studio unit. That's it. And there's no sofa sleeper. All right. Most people have the studio unit for this $1,500 a night. You can go look at the Hard Rock Casino, Punta Cana. Go look at it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Or search the channel. I have a video when I'm there, and I actually do a video on it. All right. So just put in Hard Rock, and there'll be a video where I show the room. But it's all inclusive. It's spectacular. And if people are going to spend $1,500 for a studio, you know they're going to spend $900, $995, whatever for a 2-bedroom. Come on. That's a no-brainer. So that's why that Hard Rock property is going to be, it's a one of a kind in my opinion. That's why I'm trying to get over there. I did things a little bit in reverse because when I looked at Cana Rock originally, just so you guys know, I did see the 231. But when I went over to Vista Cana and I went over, well, Simon Residences came after I came back. When I found out about these other 2, I was like, okay, I'm still in the corridor. And so I like the amenities that are at Vista Cana. So I'm still in the corridor. So there's a bleed as I call it. So they're charging $1,500 a night at the Hard Rock. He's going to be charging, I don't know, $900 a night, maybe more. But I might be sitting over in Vista Cana during the Latin festival saying, hey guys, it's $400 a night, $450. So now people are going to start going, okay, what's my choice? How far? What's the distance? So when I'm at Vista Cana, to get to the Hard Rock, it's probably less than 10 minutes. So that's how close we are. And we just jump on the freeway and go, and we'll probably be at Hard Rock entrance in about 10 minutes. I think it takes about 10 minutes. So now it's a double-edged kind of thing where you sit there and say, okay, and then my case, because I'm going to infiltrate at a lower rate, but my thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have a driver that's on standby, so to speak. I'll have a number for somebody to take them around that I trust. And so that way they stay at my place, and then I'll say, oh yeah, you can, they'll drive you to downtown, they'll drive you to Hard Rock, whatever. So that's what you'll put in your listing: Latin festival, driver, that kind of thing. I'm going to charge half of what probably people at the on-site Hard Rock are charging, just so I can get some spillover, because it's going to be full. We know this. There's thousands of people that are at this concert. There are not thousands of rooms that's going to be on the Hard Rock property. All right. And not everybody's going to be renting their room either. Some people are going to live there. Keep that in mind as well. So it's going to be awesome times over there, in my opinion. And that's not the only place. There's a place called Cap Cana in Punta Cana area. And if anybody wants to know about this real estate, we have realtors and we have the lawyers over in Punta Cana. So just hit me up by email at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com. All right. There's another place called Cap Cana. That's even more high end than the Hard Rock, which is unbelievable. But people pay, if they're paying $1,500, yes, it's because it's on the Hard Rock property. But people pay like $1,000 a night to stay in Cap Cana at a hotel at Cap Cana, which is also in Punta Cana, but that's the more luxury upscale location. It's really out of control. And when I was over there, there was a property that was a one-bedroom, $135,000 across the street from the golf course with an ocean view in Cap Cana. It was sold out in less than 48 hours. They just made phone calls. I didn't know about Cap Cana until I got there, and then we drove over to where it was. And when I saw where it was, I was like, where do I buy this? I was like, I want in. They're like, oh, I just brought you. It was on my list because they sent me the list before I got there. But when I got there, it was already sold out. I was like, you just sent this last week. What do you mean? It's sold out. She's like, it's sold out. All the brokers and people just made a phone call and said $135,000 for a one bedroom. Half of the building has ocean view across the street from the golf course in Cap Cana and Juanillo Beach. I could walk there in 3 minutes. Never mind drive there in 30 seconds. So that is major. Juanillo Beach is worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. It's known worldwide, and the sand is flour. And the water is so calm. So that's why it's like number one spot over there. If you want to go surfing, you go to Macau Beach. But the point is, that's how fast that one bedroom for $135,000 sold, because that same one bedroom is probably going to sell for $300,000 if somebody's going to sell it. It should have never been at that price. So that's what you have to look for. You have to know what you're looking for. All right. Yep, that 3K. I can't believe that. Did you see Marvel acquired another company? Yes, Curtis Davis. And they are on my list tomorrow because they went up today, and I should have pulled the trigger earlier today, but I was too busy doing something else. I was messing around. I wasn't messing around. I was getting the SSN Nation hat situation all handled instead of handling the Marvel. But Marvel actually, hold on. Let's go. I'm going to take this off right now. We're going to go. Let's go. I'm going to go put this on. We got to do that stock talk. Yeah, missed out on a little uptick today. And after hours, I'm pretty sure it did that tick because that acquisition, that was major. Hey, The rich just get richer. That's all that is. Here you go right here. The rich get richer. Never stops. They have the money. Yeah, look, this morning it was 45 and now it's 47.74. And look here, in the last few days, it went from 48 all the way down. This is crazy. 45. Now it's back up to 47. This is beautiful. 10 billion in-fi deal. Expanding data center and 5G business. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a gem. If you're not in, you better get in. Here's the 52-week high. $55.70, 52-week low, 24. They give a 0.51% dividend, but that's minimal. Point is, they just created more 5G business, 10 billion. Unbelievable. The rich get richer. Never stops. So there you go. There goes one right there. There goes one right there. I opened my account, daily gain 1,000. Exactly. Exactly. That's what happened today. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy today. So it's a little story time, and it has nothing to do with any other. This story is not about me. This is about something that I found very interesting. I started checking out more YouTubers and seeing what they're doing with their videos, and I found a lot of these stock guys. And there was a stock guy that was talking about somebody mentioned to me like 4 or 5 months ago about Tattoo Chef, TTCF. And there's a guy that has like 3 channels for stocks. It's crazy. He's been talking about Tattoo Chef for a while, apparently. So when Tattoo Chef went from like 20, in fact, I'll pull it up. When it went from like 25-ish or so down to like 16, here we go. You can see it right here. Went down to like 16. It's like, what the heck? I'm going to show you guys this. This is funny right here. So we'll go back like a month. We'll go back 6 months. We'll go back. So, yeah, see, people were talking about this in December and January. And it was $23, $24 a share, even 25, I know. So now all of a sudden, over the last like February, March, April, it started dropping and it went under 20. So when you buy at 24, let's say, well, I'll keep it here, 24, whatever, and it goes down to here, that's 33%. So somebody put in 10 grand. Now they have 6,700. People start panicking at this point. So it was down to 15 something yesterday. Today it went up by 37 cents, it looks like. But it was down to like 15 something yesterday. What I found very interesting was I almost felt like it was like this little pump and dump situation. The guy puts out a video about TTCF and says, oh, don't worry, don't panic. Just, I was like feeling like dude was under pressure, because it's like he put in a lot of money and was telling people to keep buying Tattoo Chef. Now, the thing about Tattoo Chef, I don't have nothing against them. They're like, they basically have done white label products for other companies, which was their niche, so to speak. Then they decided that they're going to try and enter the marketplace themselves under this name, Tattooed Chef. Well, nobody knows this name, Tattooed Chef. And they're trying to enter into places where other companies already exist and trying to get that shelf space in a retail environment is very hard, in my opinion. So, again, I just found it very interesting that the guy took a different tact when he was talking about Tattooed Chef, and it felt more like he was like telling people, hey, buy now so he can try to influence the stock price or something, because he does have a large following. But all we can say here is I've never invested in Tattooed Chef, but that's the reason why, just what I explained. I just don't feel like they actually had market share to begin with. So I know they're in stores, but that's not good enough, especially during a pandemic, especially when you have manufacturing and supply chain issues. And then stores are saying, well, we're not selling as much, so we don't need as much product as we needed before. So now you're in this downward spiral. So that's why I wouldn't deploy money towards Tattooed Chef. If you want to, but everybody can do their due diligence. But all I'm saying is this is one of them ones that you probably should be like, you're going to have to buy at this price is what I'm trying to say. You don't buy at 25 or 26. So that's why it's very interesting to me. Cap Cana properties are amazing, but their HOA turned me off. Yeah, exactly. When I was looking around $500-600 per month, depending on the condo, and this was in 2018, maybe more now. Yeah, you're right. It is around $500-600 still. Even for the one bedroom, it was like $400 or something they were talking about. But you can charge so much more money over there. And Cap Cana is made for the upper class, so to speak. That's what Cap Cana is. That's the luxury section. So all the hotels are like 5-star. Everything is pristine. They have their own security and own gates to get into the whole Cap Cana area. You can't even drive over there. You can't. You got to go through gates. It's gated off. You're not even supposed to be over there. There was a condo there that's about 140 or 130 that's outside the gates. The beauty is it's attached to Cap Cana, so they give you a pass so you can always go in and out, which I thought was a good feature. But the problem is when I actually went to go look at the resort, it was a standalone condo. It wasn't a resort. Standalone condo, one pool, no restaurant, no nothing. So it was literally like just like a normal apartment complex. And so the people would have to leave there and go into Cap Cana or leave there, go to Punta Cana. And Cap Cana and downtown Punta Cana are not 5 minutes away. They're not 10 minutes away either. It's a ways away. And if you're at Cap Cana trying to get to Hard Rock, you probably got a 30-minute ride, I would guess. It's a ways. So I want it to be near downtown, and I want it to be really near downtown or closer to the Hard Rock, out on the highway. So I got my wishes. But Cap Cana is amazing. That one that I missed out on because I didn't know the area. Right now, if they called me up and said, hey, Eric, we got a $130,000 one bedroom at Cap Cana, and it's right by the golf course and has ocean views, I too would have been like, I'm sending my money. Same thing now that I know where it is and what Cap Cana is all about. They stated all toilet paper and related products going up. That's right. Paper products, lumber going up, paper going up, everything going up. Get your extra streams of income, ladies and gentlemen. Join us, all of us right here. This is the SSN Nation. We keep saying it. Get your streams of income no matter what. That's what you need to do in 2021. That is exactly what you need to do. Pay down your debt in 2021 because things are going to explode and you need to put yourself in the right position. Buy some gold, buy some silver, whether it's physical or whether it's an ETF, I don't care. But you need to get yourself a little bit of gold and silver. Wilson Koo, speaking of gold and silver, if you're still here, did you ever get that package from Coiny? I think I never got my package from Coiny, so I think my stuff was halted, but they still charged my card, though. And luckily it was a card, so I can redo it. Thoughts on crypto coins, dip, buy more. Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, crypto, buy more. That's the way I see it. JP Morgan put out some FUD. I couldn't believe it. They just put out some more FUD. Let me go see if I can find it real quick. JP Morgan started talking about Bitcoin is going to see a price decrease. You know why that's funny? That's funny, right? Here, I got it up right now. These guys are jokers. They're jokers. Look at this. JP Morgan strategists warned that Bitcoin's momentum could collapse if it falls to break above 60K again. All right. JP Morgan managing director Nicholas, I don't know how to pronounce his name, recounts seeing such negative price action for Bitcoin the past year. However, in those instances, buyers were able to return in time to prevent deeper slumps. You see this right here? I can't believe this. See, they jump on the bandwagon because they know it was at 60. It dropped all the way to 50. Then it rebounded to 55. So the people who bought in at 50 got a 10% increase in their money at 55. Now, these guys 14 hours ago, early this morning, they put out this crap right here. The same manipulating clowns, they're doing it again. Oh, I'm sorry, Marrero. The same manipulation that they use in gold, silver, commodities, and the stock market, they're doing with Bitcoin. Knowing full well they're buying this stuff. Knowing full well what they're talking about and what they're doing. This is incredible. Just about 3 weeks ago, they said, hey, we're going to allow our people that invest with us, our investors, we're going to allow them to invest in some Bitcoin. I'm just like, which one is it? These guys are tripping. I'm like, this is funny stuff here to me. They're doing what they always do. Make sure that you sell so they can pick it up cheaper. I mean, it's crazy. Get some Kimberly-Clark stocks. Yes, Wilson Koo, thank you. That's a gem. That's a gem right there. That's the one you actually want. There's some others as well, but that's one of them. I don't know their symbol because I don't own any, unfortunately. Yeah, now's a good time. Look at that. We had a drop. 52-week high, 160. Oh, they're still in the 160. But the last 5 days, here we go. It was at 136. It went up 3%. Yeah, multinational personal care corporation, mostly paper-based consumer products. There you go. Food items, and it gives a 3% dividend at this price point. So there goes one, Kimberly-Clark. What's their symbol? KMB. I'm not investing in Kimberly-Clark, but he's right. I agree. I got to write this down. You know how we do this, pen, pad, and paper. I'm like the rest of you. You never know when somebody's going to drop some gems in the house. So we're talking about K, M as in Mary, B as in boy. So let's see what Farm's doing as well. Let me see if I got this still. Yeah, we're still up. Farm. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about this like a month ago. There was a huge dip, but it's not that bad. But here we are. We're still rising right back up. So it's only up a little. Some change. Farmers, brother, company, food service. All right. Lumber, all of it. Let me see something. OLN. This is for protection right here. Ammunition, chlorine, sodium, all that. This is protection, ladies and gentlemen. OLN. So these are some, and let me see if I can get Outdoors. I think that's their stocks. Yeah, American Outdoor Brands. Weapons. We got to have weapons, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Protect yourself. 6 months ago, 15. Nice increase. When things go worse, AOT is the stock symbol for American Brands. That's the guys. All right. That's how we do it. All right. I'm pretty sure somebody else will drop some gems for us. All right, let's go. Didn't get yet. No, I didn't get Kimberly-Clark. I've never invested in Kimberly-Clark. Now would be a good time. Waiting to call them. Right on. That is FUD. Exactly. That's exactly what it is by JP Morgan. I was just about to type about that JP Morgan. Yeah, exactly. That's because a lot of people take stock in what JP Morgan has to say and Jamie Dimon, any of their analysts. JP Morgan's a big time company. I'm not even mad at them guys. They're doing what banks do. Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, UBS Warburg, all these guys around the world, they all do the same thing. They manipulate. They just tell their clientele, they say, hey, this is no good for now. And then later on, they'll be like, oh, but by the way, you guys can invest X amount of money in there, or we opened up 2 ETFs for you, or whatever. That's how they do it. They make sure that they can get themselves in position right by telling you there might be a crash. You might want to stay away. Yes, I got my increase from BTC. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. Yes, you said it, Eric. As soon as they can get their hands in it. Exactly. That's how they operate. This is America. Erickson had 2 days of 5% growth. Thank you. The ERIC. That's right, Erickson. Nokia, AT&T, Qualcomm, Verizon, T-Mobile, all in the 5G space and some in the 5G satellite cloud space. Ronald Anderson's in the house. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. Glad to see you. CCIV about to explode. I would say it's about time for some investment, some more investment in CCIV. I would have to agree with that, quite frankly. It could be too late. No, not that late. It was only $18.32, so it only went up $1.44 today. But it was down lower. I do know that. Yesterday, $18. Or was that early this morning, $18? That's crazy. Rock bottom. Now's the time. And quite frankly, full disclosure, you know how we do this here. It's real in the field. I bought CCIV in the 20s. I just don't remember exactly what. I think it was 24, 23. This 20 could have been 25. So I do have to buy some more because my dollar cost average would make it lower. I can't look it up because I'm using apps up here on the phone, so I can't look it up for you. But yeah, I'm in the 20s. Oh, international paper. Yep, there goes another one. There we go. But I think let's see what the international paper stock price is. Oh, that's reasonable. That's real reasonable. Yeah, that's what their chart should look like, slowly but surely. Yeah, that's big time. And they give a 3.6% dividend as well. International paper, IP. Yep, that's a good one. Have to agree. There's a shortage with chips, paper, lumbers. I mean, food, everything, there's a shortage. It's just out of control what's possible. I believe EBD paper also. I don't know who that is. Is this a coin? Crypto? I don't know what that is, Wilson Koo. You're gonna have to let me know. EBD, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's a coin since you said paper. We at JP Morgan put out FUD, but then turn around and hire crypto developers. We can't let you blow up. Exactly. Exactly. I forgot about that. They did just get some developers like a month or two back. No, I think it was January. He says exactly right. These guys are funny. He's got exactly right. That's exactly right. Oh, because I purchased the first day, lesson learned. I purchased Coinbase the next day. Worked out this time. Tanisha Lyles, I'm going to keep saying it again. Remember what I always said about that? After an IPO, go 48 to 72 hours, sit back and relax. But like you, I always buy on the first day. I do the same thing. And every time it ends up being the same thing, except for Roblox. That one time I said, okay, I'm not going to do the Roblox thing. And sure enough, it went up to 77. And then it came back eventually to 65, just what I wanted. I got actually it came to 64, just where I wanted it to be. So I was happy with Roblox that way. But I didn't listen to myself with Airbnb. I didn't listen with SPC. Well, no, SPC I did. I got it at 17. It's probably lower than that now. But yeah, never do IPOs on the first day. That's all I can say. I wait 48 to 72 hours and see where it shakes out, and then go. And speaking of that, why don't we go look and see what I'm gonna go. I'm curious. I don't really check stocks because I'm not selling them. Roblox. What is Roblox? It's RBLX, right? Is that Roblox? I think it is. Yeah, Roblox is at 71 now. So, and they have, in my opinion, none but upside. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not selling. It doesn't matter what it does. If it goes under 64, then I'm going to buy some more. That's how simple that is. The 5Gs, guns, ground, grub, and gold. That's exactly right. That was the OLN and the AOUT, ladies and gentlemen. American Outdoors, AOUT, and Olin, OLN. Those are the companies for guns, grub, ground, gold. That's the ones. Last month, Apple bottomed at 118. That's right. We were right here on a live when it was like 120, 122. And what did we say? Buy more. Hopefully you guys bought some more. If you're a member of the channel, have the icon next to your name, then you guys know under the community tab, I told you when I bought Apple. And by the way, we're an hour and 31 minutes in. Please smash that like button so we know, we let YouTube know that we're here. And everybody on Haps, please smash that like button as well. Oh, by the way, I didn't even see the Haps. I'm out of here. Have a good night. Takara, thank you for being here. Pablo De La Hoya in the house on Haps from LA. Nice to see you up there, man. Thank you so much for being here. I've seen him on YouTube before too. Paper company, GLT, VRS. Okay. GLT. That can work. Global manufacturer, specialty papers and engineered products. That can work. USA. VRS, I'm not familiar with VRS. Verso. They're also $15. 2.66 dividend. Is a North American producer of coated papers, including coated groundwood. I'm not familiar with this company. They have the expected chart. Whoa, doubled since last 6 months almost. All right. I like that too. Oh, you guys, I didn't have it up. Sorry about that. UFS. I'm not familiar with UFS. Domtar Corp. They too have had a nice little run. 40% on their money. Yeah, and they got 4.69% dividend yield. That's interesting. Here, let's go back since I didn't show Versus 2.66 at 15, and GLT gives a 3.42 rate of return, and their chart should look the same, 6 months, although not quite like, what was the other chart here? UFS. Not quite like UFS. Domtar Corp. Not familiar with them, but that one is interesting, the way their chart looks. So just never know. Oh, Wilson Koo, he's coming up with all the paper companies. Okay, MRC Global. Let's see what theirs looks like over 6 months. Yep, almost doubled as well. MRC, but no dividend yield for them, but it's going up. MRC is on the Canadian Stock Exchange as well at 118. That's interesting. That's very interesting. 118 Canadian. So what is that like? Geez, that's like 150, 140 US? That's crazy. Wow. Uber and Snap. Wow. There's way too many gems. Uber. Definitely need to get Uber. Even though they've been going sideways probably a little bit, but still, look at that. October. Can't go wrong with Uber. And then who was the other one? It was, I lost it. Oh, Snapchat. Yeah, Snap, I recommend also. it went up to like a high of 70 something. Yeah, 73. And then it dropped back down, and now it's at 58, almost near 60. But people could have picked up some in this range, 49. They'd be doing fine. My dollar cost average is way low. It's under $20 a share. So for me to buy it, it would have to drop a whole bunch for me to get back in on Snap. E.B. Eddie, maker of matches, gonna need to start a fire with some matchsticks. Good point. E.B. Eddie, I never heard of them, but okay. That's pretty funny. Canadian Pulp and Paper Company, now a division of Domtar. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, there we go. That explains why Domtar stock is the one. And that was, now I can't remember what it was. It was UFS, right? Was that the one? I think that was, right? Yeah, UFS. 4.69 dividend yield as well at this price point. So there's more reasons to get Domtar. All right. or UFS. All right, there goes another gem for my short synopsis of that. They got to get the crypto developers ahead of Coinbase. I bet they buy off some of their devs, suppress until they're signed up. Exactly. That's exactly right. They got some of the guys from other places as well. They're trying to catch up because, Jamie Dimon, he wasted 10 years. Up until about a year and a half ago, he was all like, no go. It's all fraud. So they're way behind the 8 ball, but they can catch up pretty fast. They'll catch up. Give them a year. They'll be on point. So they got JP Diamond on the run. Exactly. EB Eddie is now Domtar Papers. Thank you, Wilson Koo. I could see that. That was beautiful. They can't legislate peer-to-peer money. The Fed can't control narrative. Exactly. That's why they got to put out this FUD in the newspapers. Domtar is making your paper at Office Depot and Staples and any office paper. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm getting some Domtar tomorrow, quite frankly. And I'm getting international paper, by the way, too. Chegg, stock, online books. I don't know about Chegg. Let's go look. Too many gems, ladies and gentlemen. You got some due diligence to check out. Looks like you have a lot of homework. See if you want to make some money, you always got to have a little homework. American Education Technology Company based in Santa Clara, online tutoring, other student services. All right, I like it. No yield, but this is an ongoing scenario. When school gets back in, physical textbook rentals, textbook solutions, online tutoring, and other student services. This is what you might want to call a pandemic situation where the less problems with COVID, more people will be at college campuses and in school. 52-week high, 115. So we're about 25% under that right now. And only a year ago could we have bought it at 37. So we would have had to be in then, and I wasn't thinking anything about education at that point. When we missed that one, we possibly should have been thinking about that because schools were closing. So that's a potential one as well. Wilson Koo is CU. That's right. Alabama governor signs bill to pay student athletes for image likeness. Really? Holy smokes. That's a game changer. That's a game changer right there. That is awesome to hear. I really hope that goes through or true or whatever, because student athletes, it's just a shame. They're out there performing, getting up at 6 a.m., 4 a.m., or after 4 p.m. in the afternoon for a couple of hours, maybe even 3 hours. You're training, doing what you need to do. And yes, you have a scholarship, but you don't have any money. And then you're walking around campus, your jersey's in the store, you're walking around downtown, your jersey's in the store. You're like, what? You see your picture on things trying to sell it, and then you're like, wait, Shouldn't I be getting some of this money? And the NCAA rules say, no, you shouldn't be getting any of that money. They fill up the stadiums and basketball arenas, have 15,000, 10,000 people in there. They're getting money from that, concessions, TV money, radio money, and student athlete gets none of it. Meanwhile, the school gets millions of dollars. Lots of millions. Not just 1 million, not just 2, not just 3. They're getting millions. And they didn't want to give student athletes even $300 a month. I mean, it's ridiculous. So that's why student athletes do crazy things. That's why you hear of them getting in trouble, where they're going to a place and they think the people say, here, we know you don't have any money, so, the dinner's on us. That's against NCAA violation. That's a rule. Your school can get in trouble for that. You're like, hey, we know you don't have your, somebody got sick in your family. You need to go home. We know you don't have the $400 round trip because it's last minute. Here, we got tickets for you. Guess what? NCAA violation. It's crazy rules. So it's just insane. But I'm glad to hear that. Wilson Koo, hi, Tanisha Lyles. Did you hear about quantum glass for long life batteries for electric? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Quantum's in the house. Thank you for mentioning that, because I've been doing so many things that I wanted to get me some of that quantum. Crazy. All right. Try Toyota TM QuantumScape. That's right. QS is QuantumScape. Toyota Motors is TM, the Apple situation. I like all of that. All of it, Wilson Koo. I like all of them. I don't know about everybody else, but TM, I like all of them. All of them. Yeah, this is no surprise here. It's slowly but surely rising. Yeah, 163. They're almost at their 52-week high and still give 2.73%. QuantumScape, man, they're at prices everybody should be getting in. It's a travesty. They're at $33.50. You guys see this down here at the bottom? Let me make sure I have you on the screen. Yeah, let me take them off real quick. See that highlight at the bottom? $132 is the 52-week high. This thing is at $33.50. This is a travesty that QS is this. Everybody should have some QS stock, in my opinion. Do your due diligence if you like anything about electric vehicles and things like that. But you got to go check that out. Lots of people are just figuring out $40K for online university does not make sense. Eat out on campus experience. That's right. Without campus experience. Exactly. It's just ridiculous. Yes, but if you are college cheerleaders, you can monetize. Exactly. You can do all kind of stuff. Right. But if you're a student athlete, they're like, you're wrapped. You're locked down. All right. It's just nonsense. All right. I guess here comes another story time. Student athletes. All right. I was a student athlete. All right. But even though I played sports, that was just something I did for fun. I just had fun playing. Right. So, but I was always a business guy. So some of you might have mentioned this story before, but for anybody new, story time. So what I would do, I tried to do some business. So I was one of these student athletes that was like, I majored in business management. But the thing is, I was always trying to figure out how to make revenues when I didn't have to work for it, right? That's what we all do, streams of income. So one day there was like a popular sporting events happening. Olympics was happening, all kind of stuff's happening. And I had a pipeline to Hong Kong, Taiwan, and other products from Asia that were making products even back then. And so then I would buy it from Asia, and then I would be able to sell it in the not the student store, but at the snack bar of all places. But get this, I had to go see the athletic director. I had to go talk to him, tell him what I wanted to do. He had to get approval from the NCAA so I could do it. That's how crazy this is. He couldn't just go, oh, yeah, all I was basically doing was leaving stuff at the snack bar, signing it out, People would sign for it. After the game, I roll over to the snack bar. I'm like, okay, what sold tonight? They cash me off, and I go to the locker room. My other teammates are in the locker room taking showers. I'm making money. I'm bringing people to the stadium. Why don't I get paid? Well, I figured it out. I'm getting paid. NCAA gave clearance. But that's the kind of stuff that we had to go through. We couldn't get just automatic approval. They were like, man, I don't know if that's even straight, legal, whatever. We didn't want to be in NCAA trouble. So I was like, go ahead, find out. But I think we're clear. I'm not doing any personal selling. I'm just coming to pick up a check. So that's how sweet it was, making money while I'm playing. All right? That's how you got to do it. It's right now, making money while we sleep, whether it's dividend stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's real estate, whether it's any asset. That's what we have to do. How did this student athlete go on for so long, like modern slavery? That's exactly what it is, man. NCAA rule. It's an organization, and all the schools are under the NCAA. You could be punished by the NCAA at any time. So therefore, the schools did all this underhanded stuff. All right? Underhanded stuff. So that's why the schools get in trouble whenever the NCAA wants to enforce it. But all the top schools, they're all doing illegal activity. All right? They're all doing it. There is nobody that's clean. That's why people are all going to the same school. Like for the SEC, they have all the top talent usually. Not all the top, but they have a lot of it. There's a reason. You know, when you buy somebody a house and say your parents can live there while you go to school in the same town and they move from 3 states over and they go, oh, yeah, that's good. Well, they have to do all this crazy stuff. All right. You do stuff like you have all Americans on your team. They say go down to the car dealership and they're loaning you a car. That's why you could see athletes rolling around in the same year that they're playing cars that cost $100,000, $50,000, $70,000. That's how it's done. They're loaning them the car, or they go work there and then they say they're taking the car back or whatever. There's all these little things that people have to do because they don't pay student athletes. It's just nonsense. Craziness. And it is modern slavery. Switch from ball to pom-poms. Yeah, and it only applies to like the student athletes too. It's crazy. A normal student can do whatever they want. Last I heard, they ate about to test a 1,000-mile battery. That's correct. That's right, Wilson Koo. You got it. That's what's going to happen. They're trying. And then John Ruck is in the house. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. Peace, love, unity. Cheers, everyone. Be right back on comment. I'm defrosting freezer. I'm listening. Right on. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's right. That's exactly right. Eric was doing Asian cheap products arbitrage in college before anyone else. That's right. That's right. Oh, man, I had a blast. You guys have no idea. I was like in college doing all kind of crazy stuff. I was doing the shopping channel before the shopping channel was even out, which was my other stream of income while I was in college. So not only am I playing, I played basketball. Not only am I playing hoops, after the game, I go collect my money. I also had some of these same Asian items being sold on a bingo show in Santa Rosa, California. They used to have a bingo show that was live. And during the bingo show, they would have an auction. So people could buy items while they're doing their bingo, but they would have products on the screen. So I sold products during the bingo show, and every Friday I'd go pick up a check. How sweet is this? So yeah, I am playing hoops, and I'm this entrepreneur guy. Everybody thought I was just this hoop guy, and this whole time I was like the business guy, collecting money. That's it. And so everybody never could figure out what I was doing. They were all like, how does this guy have all this fun, all this money, all this stuff? He doesn't live on campus. He doesn't even care about what anybody says. He's just doing his thing. Yeah, because I was making money. When you're 19 years old making money, 20 years old making money, you're not like other students. Most students aren't making money. They're calling up mom and dad going, hey, I need some money. I'm just rolling around doing whatever. I'm in San Francisco every weekend. My favorite movie, Blue Chip. Oh, man, Blue Chips hits home. Everything you see in Blue Chips, if you haven't seen that movie, is all real. It's all real. All right? It's all real. I think my statutes of limitations is over. FCL oversold and now at a low. Yeah, it looks like our FC, our beloved FCEL. Let me go see. Because we got FCEL. Well, that's good. That's $9. We're still good. We got FCL when it was like $2. I mean, look, this is what it was last year. All last year, $2. $2. We're good. Because we were talking about EVs since March of last year, saying get your FCL, get your Beam, get your Blink, get your all this stuff. They were all like $3 or less. So we can live with $9. We're still way ahead. It was much better when it was $24, when it was 1,000%. But all right, we're just down to 330% on our money. I think we're still winning. So yeah, if you'd have bought it 24 or 2020 or 19 or whatever, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Making money while we sleep. Charlie's in the house. Nice to see you on a Wednesday night live once again, Charlie. Yes, Eric. It's all about the money, all about the Benjamins. Thoughts on global COVID? Oh, no. Second waves, UK, not enough. Vax, Brazil, people dying by millions. That's right. It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Thoughts on the global vaccine delays? Let's just call it what it is. I don't know what people are thinking. You know this thing about believing the government is protecting you? You might as well just drop all that. They came out with the vaccine in record time, didn't do any appropriate testing, didn't do anything, and people are taking it, and people are dying, and then some people aren't getting anything at all. This is like a cluster F. Seriously. All right? And then people don't want to wear masks. Then people do wear masks and then say, I still caught it. But I'm like, okay, you still touch surfaces. Did you clean? You pretty much, you go to the grocery store, touch a shopping cart. You could have the COVID on your fingers, hands, grab a bag, could be on your hands. That's all it takes. Even if you're wearing a mask, if you have it on your hands and start touching your face and all that, you could catch it. So, yeah, this is a cluster F right now. And we have a large percent of the population who act like it doesn't exist. It's not real. Now, whether it's real or not, you should still protect yourself just in case. That's all I'm saying. I was sick as a kid, so I take any kind of thing like this serious. I was sick for like 17 years of my life. And that leads us to another story. Because when I was 17 years old, my dad's in the military. They shot me up. I was at the hospital almost every week for shots. I was allergic to 95% of everything out here in this world. So my bronchial tubes would close up. If it's a pollinated day and the wind's blowing crazy, all of a sudden I can't breathe, and I got whelps all up and down my arms, my back, all kind of crazy stuff for 17 years. Then one day, I'm attributing this to the military. I go in, take a shot when I'm 17. A guy has a file like, I don't even know, probably 8 to 10 inches thick from my childhood. And all of a sudden I get a shot. And from that point on, no problems with pollen. All of a sudden I'm not allergic to nothing. So from that point on, I have never taken any shots, any vaccines, any flu shots, no nothing, ever. Because after I got that shot and it seems like I was cured, I was like, okay, I don't know if he shot me up with something or if somehow, I aged out of something. But all I know is I didn't want to have any problems going back. So that's why I never have taken anything ever again. And yes, I always wear masks, and yes, I always take everything with me. But the point I'm trying to say is you just never know what's in a vaccine. All right? You could be changing your DNA. You could be altering things. So I don't want to scare anybody because some people are going to take it. Half of you might have, because they said half of the American population have taken a vaccine. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, for me, I know when they shot me up and the dude was acting weird that day, and I was like, why is he acting weird? I get shots all the time. All they ever do is come in here, rub the alcohol, shoot me up, walk off. This time, this dude's looking at my file like, I'm like, dude, I've been here like every week. What are you doing? He's just looking at my file, looked at me, looked at my file. Then he says, I'll be back, went to the room. And in case you guys don't know, Moses Tillman, if he's still here, he'll probably Google it up. In case you guys don't know, they practiced on military personnel for drugs. They would shoot people up, give people food, give people stuff that they never told them that it was a drug. So that's why I attribute it to that, because I've never had any problems for the rest of the time. Rest of my life, it's like that first 17 years of my life didn't exist. It's crazy. You were balling in college. Yeah, Wilson Coo. I had the life, man. Had the life. Balling, making money, and you know what else comes with all that, especially when you are, let's call it I'll tell you what the professors told me when I came in late. Oh, the star who plays basketball decides he can come in late anytime he wants. I'm like, dudes, whatever. I'm dressed up in a suit and tie, because back in the day, if you were doing business, you had to look like you're doing business. So I'm coming to college with not a suit, but with a tie and a dress shirt and a briefcase. And I get to the class and I'm like 10 minutes late from a 2-hour class. And the professors are like, oh, the basketball star's in the house. He just thinks he can come in anytime he wants to. And I'm like holding my hands up like, dude, I got a tie on, a dress shirt, and a briefcase. Does this look like I'm coming in here late just because of the hell of it? So I never told them what I did, because we used to have battles when they would tell me, hey, IBM did it this way. And I'd be like, man, that's freaking 12, 20 years old. Why are we talking about IBM? You can't do what they do right now anyhow. And they'd be like, what do you know? And so I would never say nothing. It was funny. I'll tell you about another story about college. College was hella fun to me. Global travel thwarted by inaction by third world problems. Exactly. Get your NFLX in the dip, and AAL is, Netflix, they got problems with signups right now. This is the lowest. And AAL, well, we can go look. AAL might just now be about right. I haven't invested any more in AAL. Yeah, they're at 21. They might be about right. Their 52-week high is 26. I liked them better when they were like at 12. But yeah, they're going to start going up. I don't know if now's a good time. And Netflix, I think they're going to go down even more. They're having issues with signups. Yeah, they're still not down. They're not under 5. They dropped $40 a day because of that sign up. Despite subscriber slowdowns, stumbles after benefiting from early pandemic. That's the whole point right there. That's an issue. Eric, you have enough stories to write about 10 books. Oh, you have no idea, Melanie Benita. You're right about that. You're right about that. I have so many stories. It's just ridiculous. And that's just, never mind about college. I went to 2 colleges, by the way. The first one, that's where the game of student athlete was taught to me. I went to University of Florida. That's right. Gators. That's where I first went to school at. And I was there my freshman year, and I'll never forget, story time again. People will know who I'm talking about. But I keep hearing about this white guy that plays on the football team that's like All-American, and apparently he can run real fast. He catches balls. He's like 2 years older than me. So I hear about this mysterious guy who's supposedly all-world receiver for the Gators. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I ain't never seen the dude anywhere. So one day I'm at the student bookstore, and all of a sudden I see this badass black Corvette. All right. The same year Corvette. And it's black. And I see this white dude, and he's like freaking scrawny. He's like freaking probably 6 foot and like 170 pounds or something. So I don't think nothing of it. I just see this skinny white dude get out, and he's about the same height as me, like 6'1" or so. And next thing I know, I heard somebody say, hey, that's Chris Collinsworth. I'm like, that skinny ass dude right there is Chris Collinsworth? That's the All-American dude I keep hearing about? And then I was like, wait, isn't that a Corvette? And it's like he had a tricked out paint job and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, that was the first sign of something that was weird. So then one day after the football game, I'm on the field. I'm just going to tell it straight up because the SEC this is what they do. On the field after the football game at the Swamp, and all of a sudden the boosters and guys are coming down and the football players are leaving the field. And the next thing I know, I see like we have a line. I'm not going to give names, but we have people that are All-Americans and other stars. They're not All-Americans. After the game, they're shaking people's hands. And then after they shake their hand, all of a sudden I noticed like they got like money, greenbacks in the hand. You know, they're just going good game, except the good game is they're passing dollar bills. So then we're walking to the locker room, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're like, oh, yeah. These dudes are getting like $500, $1,000 cash after the game. I'm like, oh, my God, this is craziness. No vaccine for me. Yep, me neither. Yeah, so all kind of stuff. So that's when you learn at 18, you're like, okay, everything's not equal. That's why everybody goes to the SEC. Eric, were you in the service too? What branch? My dad was. Air Force. And where? Have you secured that VA pension yet? I wish. That's a nice stream of income. No, but my dad has that nice stream of income, and he was an officer. So he's doing quite well. He retired like 20 years ago. So he's doing quite well. That cost of living increase and his officer pay, yeah, you can start figuring out the numbers are astronomical. People have no idea. And I'm not going to say what it is either. No, but I don't have that luxury. I was just the dependent. And it was fun as hell as dependent. Yeah, a lot of places are requiring vaccine passports. It's going to be a lot harder to travel abroad to some places. Diesel Mike, welcome back to the Wednesday Night Live. Melanie Bonita, get Birdman, so ebooks. Oh, man, we can talk about stories all day, every day. Make sure you guys smash that like button. And also, if you like what we talk about, please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I might have to do some ebooks for some stories as anonymous or something. I don't know. I don't really want to do anonymous. I'll probably do some books. Me and my friend who's in Chi-Town, he didn't play sports with me, but me and him, we have stories from Sacramento. So I got lots of stories from Sacramento. It's incredible. I have lots of stories. They're still practicing on us. That's why they call it a practice. Exactly. A doctor is called health practitioner. Health practice. Exactly. Mr. Bird was chasing Will Chamberlain records. Wilson Koo. Yeah. It was kind of like that. Let's just put it in perspective. Just look at social media today. There was a picture. There was no social media around when we played, but picture social media in your own backyard where people know who you are. They see you in papers. They see you on TV. They know who you are. So just like now, if you're a influencer on social media, then whatever you're man or woman, then you have all kind of activity coming your way. So yeah, that Chamberlain thing was Chamberlain was in LA most of the time Philly. But yeah, it was like that, man. It was kind of crazy. That's why there was a lot of haters. They were all like thinking I was doing drugs because all the beautiful women hanging around, they would never see me. I had all the best clothes because I went to San Francisco, and all the guys at the clothing stores in San Francisco knew me because I'm like, who else? 19, 20 years old, and I'm coming down there thinking I'm Mr. Badass, wasting my money, throwing it away because I wasn't smart enough at the time to invest. I was like, here's $200 for this shirt. Here's $100 for these pants. Instead, I should have been investing in the stock market. But when you're 19, 20 years old and you believe the hype, go to school, get a job, or in my case, maybe you go play pro. I'm like, no, that ain't going to happen. I'm in Division 2 now. I won't be a pro. So, but everything else came with it. It was all lovely. Yeah, in college, you got that right. You got that right. I was doing some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, you guys. I probably shouldn't say on this show, even though it's not bad. Thank you, Jesus, for healing Eric, and he healed my daughter also. Thank you for all the great doctors in this world. Exactly, Charlie. Whatever it is, the higher power, whatever. That's what happened. It's kind of crazy. Captain America got shot up, man, him into a super soldier. Exactly, Moses Tillman. John Ruck, no coins yet from the coiny. Anyone else order? Glad I took off the 10 and went to 1. No one will answer my email. John Ruck. Exactly, man. I guess you missed the Monday night live when I said I called the bank, did a chargeback. I found out their stuff was silver plated. And no, coins didn't come, even though they said they came. And I received an email talking about it's out of China. So right then and there, I knew it was all bogus. Never returned any emails, never did anything. So I already did a chargeback a week ago. So that's how fast that was. Eric, we can't be friends anymore. FSU. Oh, no, man. Over there with Deion Sanders and all these guys, man. The Tomahawk at the FSU. Moses Tillman. University of Alabama have number 1 players. Saban Nation, sports, a small world. Hey, man, they're SEC. Back in the day, it was all about Florida, man. It was FSU, Miami, U of F. That was the standards. And then, of course, everybody else was like, hold on a minute. Hold up. And remember, Saban used to be at Florida. So keep that in mind, too, where he won championships. But now he's at Alabama, and he's, man, LSU at the time was doing damage. I mean, it's just out of control. Alabama, Auburn even got it 1 year. I mean, this is just crazy. But these guys do stuff like Cam Newton. You remember he went to U of F, then he transferred to Auburn, and he had a problem with the NCAA. It's crazy. That's why he switched college, ran out of Chick-fil-A. That's right. Hey, Eric, I can transcribe the upcoming book. Sacramento is in Cali, where I am. That's a new stream of income. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I'll give you guys one story that's going to be, I don't know if I should say this. Did you play with LeVar Ball? No, I didn't play with him. He's in SoCal. But, yeah, I don't know if I should tell you guys this story. But, yeah, I might as well just tell you another story. Why not? 2 hours in, please smash that like button. All right, Sacramento. Once again, you know what happens when I didn't play sports at this time. I'm like all business, or I worked at a job. But in this case, I had my own business. And once again, doing quite well. And, of course, once I'm doing quite well, Sacramento was an old sleepy town, all right? It was small at one time. It had only 200, 300,000 people at one time. And the Kings moved from Kansas City over to Sacramento. And Sacramento has no other sports team. So they're like, the Kings are the Kings at this point. Anything that happens with any of the Kings, they're the superstars of the city. Anywhere they go, they pretty much have everything that they would want, right? They get all the trappings of professional athletes. So as a young man, I was like, man, we run this joint. I don't know who these clowns are. So anyhow, one night we're at this club called, I'll give you the name, Confetti's. That's what it used to be called in by Arden Fair Mall. So the Kings players, because they had pool tables there, they had like 2 or 3 dance floors, they had restaurant in there, they had 2 or 3 bars in there. And because the Kings hung out there, some of them, they had the most beautiful women also there. So being a young guy, beautiful women, it all goes hand in hand. So this particular night, I'm with one of my friends, and he's a badass from Chi-Town. So we have 4 girls at the table with us, and Reggie Theus comes over, and apparently he was trying to go out with one of the girls at the table. So we're sitting at the table talking. Reggie comes up and says something to the girl. The girl says, why don't you just go off? I don't have nothing to say to you. I'm hanging out with these guys. And he says, well, I want to talk to you. She goes, I don't have nothing to talk to you about. So we think it's all over. All of a sudden, Reggie reaches across a table that's like 6 feet long, and he's like 6'6", 6'7". He reaches across the table and grabs the girl's arm. And right then and there, we got problems. We're like, wait, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's sitting right between us. And he reaches across the table and tries to yank her from the table. So, of course, you know what happens. We got testosterone. We jump up like, what the? So at that point, he comes back and does this, what the? I'll just put it to you this way. The next day, he's got a problem. He's on the injured reserve list next day. And he says he got hurt at practice, even though he got hurt at 9 p.m. at night. That's a story for you. All right. I got stories. I got a ton of them, ladies and gentlemen. My life has been hella fun, I got to say. All right. So let's see. 211. Let's see what else we got. Any more stocks for the evening? It's a Wednesday night live. It's members only. You guys got about 5 stories out of me, and I probably got 110. All right. So we're probably going to end it here tonight. If anybody else wants to talk about any stocks or crypto or anything like that, I want to thank you so much for being here. And we're, of course, are going to be back on the Friday night live at 9-10 p.m. and it's open to everybody. And even on Haps up there, how you doing? You guys are going to be on as well. But now I got to get that phone corrected somehow, some way. All right. Yeah, exactly. He was at a different practice. It was hella funny. It was hella funny the next day when they were like, he got his knee hurt. And they were like, he hurt at practice. And I was like, yeah, okay. He got hurt at practice. He's clowning out here. You know, they were clowning out there. So there's all kind of stories, man. It's like stuff I probably forgot about. But sometimes I'll give you guys one more story, then we can go. All right? Because everybody knows who I'm about to talk about also. So in Sacramento, there's a girl named Nicole Mitchell. A.K.A. Nicole Murphy. And yes, married to Eddie Murphy. So most people know who she is because she uses the name Nicole Murphy. But at the time, it was Nicole Mitchell. All right? So I know her by Nicole Mitchell. I don't know her by Nicole Murphy. I don't call her Nicole Murphy even. I still call her Nicole Mitchell. All right? So my boy, one of my friends named Jim is a white guy. But this white guy, Jim, acts like a black guy. So he hangs out on the black side of town and goes to the black club. So Nicole Mitchell was probably like 6. She's like 6 feet somewhere. She's like 6 feet, 5'11", something like that. All right. She's like 5'11". But at the time, she was like 5'11". But again, the girl weighed probably 150 pounds. All right. Just to say that she was real skinny, not my type at all, but she was real cute, just like she always has been. So anyhow, she comes into the club one night. This my white friend Jim is going ballistic. He's like, "What the? Who is that? What's going on?" And so then I said, "Well, what's the problem?" He says, "Hey man, it's and they play slow music." So I was like, "Look, Nicole doesn't even dance slow jams with anybody. I've never seen her dance with anybody slow jamming." So he's like, "Man, she is bad as hell." I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I go over and talk to her. For him, I said, hey, my friend over there, the white dude, wants to dance with you on the slow jam. I thought she was just going to go, ha, 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 right. No, she does the opposite. Yeah, tell him to come over here. I'll dance with him. I was like, no, what the heck's going on around here? So not only does she dance with him one dance slow jam, not only 2 slow jams, 3 slow jams. And to this day, he calls me up and he goes, man, I got to write a book. Just because he danced with her 3 times and he knows nobody else ever done that. So anyhow, that's the Nicole Mitchell story. She's from Sacramento. So anyhow, it's funny stuff. All right. Did you mention FSLR plug? Let's see. FSLR. No, I did not mention that because First Solar is not on the list. It's a solar manufacturing company. All right. I like that. And Plug, of course, we always talked about Plug last year. If anybody's new here, we always talked about EVs. So they're undervalued right now. I'll show you guys. See, again, Plug was for everything was like under $5, all the EVs. So that's why a lot of people here aren't panicking because we bought in at like these $4 and $5 prices. So even when it's at $27, we're still so far ahead, there's no real reason to panic. And the other side of the coin is because we get to do a year's worth of holding, whenever we do sell, we're only going to have to pay 15% capital gains tax. Most of us. Some of us won't have to pay anything because some of us don't make enough money. Hint, hint. S Corp, LLC. I'm going to pay myself less than $30,000 this year. Got it? All right. It's based on your income. All right. So there's a little hint for you. Practice. That's right. Practice in the club. That's it. Yes, celebrity can be funny about where they from. My hometown, Carl Lewis, but he don't. Exactly. He don't even mention that. You got that right. When are you heading back to Punta Cana? I don't know when I'm heading back, quite frankly. It all depends on what happens tomorrow when I talk with the lawyer. I got to talk with Johan tomorrow, 9 a.m., and I got to talk about this contract situation. But I don't know if I'm going to head back. I was thinking about going back in like 2 weeks, quite frankly, just to hang out, not to do anything special. But I will say this, J-Lo, which I don't know J-Lo, but she was in the DR just yesterday. She posted up some pictures. I don't know what city she was in, but a bunch of people are hanging out in the DR right now or going back and forth. It's crazy, all the people. There's some other people that I found out that are in the car industry. They're over in DR right now. It's crazy. It's like lit up over there. It's craziness. I love it. Kings moved to Sacramento in 1985. There you go, Moses Tillman. Exactly. Played in the Baby Arco Arena at one time that only held 10,000, I think it was, when they first came for the first 2 years. And then Luke and Bill, he actually spent only like $2 or $3 million on Arco Arena, which held 15,000, I think it was. All with his own money because there were no big-time investors in Sacramento. Him and Bill Oates and Luke and Bill, they were partners, and they moved the team from Kansas City to Sacramento. It was crazy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Wow, did not know the Kings from Kansas City. Yeah, exactly. Agree. Military retirement pay plus VA pension gives you a lot of leverage with property taxes and medical savings. Exactly. And with the credit unions and with special proprietary loan packages, yeah, it gets kind of crazy. My dad's done all kind of crazy stuff. He bought, even though he didn't have to, he bought homes. He rents them out. He didn't have to do none of that because he was an officer and they get paid. Some of my clubhouse followers want to go to Punta Cana with me to look at some properties in July. Melanie Bonita, you're going to take all this time and wait? You need to get over there like yesterday. These properties are selling out fast. My Simon Residences, that's already gone. Of course, they only had 12 units, so that's gone. The 10% off at Cana Rock, you missed that. You missed the 1-bedrooms and 2-bedroom golf courses at Zeba, which was also 10% off. They've already raised the prices 10%. The Courtyard or Central Park downtown, they already raised their prices like 6 G's. I mean, there's like instant equity for a bunch of people right now. But unfortunately, they haven't raised any of my prices at my Punta Cana Gardens or the Simon Residences yet. But then again, Simon Residences is sold out, so we will never know what that was. Kansas has always been weird city, just never got big. Exactly. It's just like Sacramento used to be. That's why they have the Kansas City Kings left and probably some other Kansas City Chiefs. But at least they have a football and baseball team, whereas Sacramento only has baseball. I mean, don't even have baseball. They just have basketball. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Sacramento, one more time. I'll give you one more story. One more story. All right. So you guys already know I tried to have Jay King on, who most people don't know his name, but most people know who Club Nouveau is. They're a music group. But he's from Sacramento, and I met him one day at a Froster Freeze, standing in line with his son, and we were just shooting the breeze. So we got to know each other. We still, are cool. But the thing is, one day he calls me up, and get this. You know who Vanessa Williams is? At the time, she won, I don't remember exactly, was it Miss America, I think? She won Miss America. So he calls me up one day, and he goes, hey, man, meet me at someplace in Rancho Cordova in Sacramento. I can't remember the name of the place. But anyhow, it was this big fitness center, nightclub, joint combined. It was huge. Some guy from LA built it out in the middle of nowhere, so it was perfect. And they had a lounge in there with bars, all kind of cool stuff. So anyhow, he calls me up and he says, hey, man, meet me out here in Rancho Cordova at this place. And Vanessa Williams, Miss America, is coming. And this is a special party just for her. And I was like, what are you talking about? How many people's going to be there? He's like, oh, man, only like 20 people. I was like, 20 people? What the heck? Why is she coming to Sac? So anyhow, he makes a special party or somehow got her to come to Sacramento. We're out here in the middle of Rancho Cordova. We have like maybe 30 to 50 people in this joint, and we're just hanging out with her. And when you see the girl, instead of her being, I was expecting her to be like 6 feet, 5'11", 5'10". She's more like 5'5". I mean, she's not like tall. So it was a shocker. And she doesn't, I hate to say it, she doesn't really look like her pictures. Everybody knows what she looks like now. But if you go look at her Miss America pictures, and then when you saw her in person, I thought she was going to be like 5'11", 5'10", 5'9". She's like 5'5" to me. And then she looked more like Latin as anything else. And so everybody was like going, is that her? Is that her? And then when she talks, then you knew it was her. It was kind of crazy. But anyhow, to this day, I'm going to have him on one of these days. I'm going to find out what he was doing, because it was like weird. She just came to Sacramento to hang out for a few hours, have drinks, have talks. And then as it turns out, she's in the music business. As you guys know, well, maybe some of you don't know, but she made albums back in the day. So I have a feeling it had something to do with music, but he didn't tell me that. But hanging out with Vanessa Williams is how she came to Sacramento on an evening flight. And she only hung out for like 3 or 4 hours and then had to get back on her flight and take off. It was crazy. Nature's Remedy is about Be Ourselves by Just Cannabis Company. Oh, yeah, Nature's Remedy. I've heard of them. Let's see what they got going on. So this ends up being story night. Let's see. Nature's Remedy. They don't have a stock, apparently. So I don't know who. Let's go look and see Justin. I don't know who the Just is, though. Oh, that's a stock. Okay. Jushi Holdings. Canadian Stock Exchange. But they're in Florida. Well, this is interesting. Revenue increases 30% to expand footprint through acquisition of vertically integrated. Interesting. Okay. Is about to be ourselves by Just Cannabis Company. Interesting. But we can't buy Just that. Well, I can't. You can, Wilson Koo. Victor Marrero. We would love to have Melanie and Canarock family. Exactly. Again, yeah, I'm trying to say the same thing. How are you missing? Yeah, the Canarock also, they had that 10% off, and they still have cheap. Well, in some, like Universe is still cheap in my opinion. And they're right on the golf course. So yeah, Melanie, you should go over sooner than later. Try and get your thing. Eric, wish could open Bank of Punta Cana branch stateside. Yeah, tell me about it. You got that right. I wish. We will look at those too when we go, Victor Marrero. Thank you. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of things available. Peloton dropped and a buy for ARK Investment. I agree with all that. ARK Investment especially. Peloton, I'm not really bullish on Peloton. Only because it's the perfect storm, just like Netflix. Perfect storm because you have people from the pandemic, a large percentage of the population are home. So they're going to do their fitness thing, get the Peloton and all this and that. But what's going to happen when we get back to real life? Because fitness is just like normal fitness scenarios. The first month, people are into it. But keep that thing sitting around, all of a sudden, 3 months later, not into it. So those are the things. Thanks for the Sacramento stories. You've had some great times. I'm in great company with SSN family. That's right. Exactly. Just never know. Josh is buying them. Oh, Josh is buying Nature's Rim. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, I can't buy the Just stock. I'm not in the Canadian Stock Exchange. Melody Menina, I forgot to answer you. Yes, I could hear. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 hours and 26 minutes in. Please smash that like button. And if you like what we talk about, like I always say, please subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, try to help other people. Let them know that they can do anything that they want. Nobody's really stopping them. So if you're making money, you get to spend your money how you want to spend it. Then that means you can buy assets. That means you can start businesses. And it doesn't matter about your background. It doesn't matter about your credit. It doesn't matter about anybody stopping you. You can just do what you want to do. But first, you got to make the money. So create those streams of income. All right. My schedule is very busy until July, but I'll see if I can move some things around. I would say so. You better get on it. Better get on it. Remember, we're all getting like appreciation. You got to lock in the price now. Control the asset. You can always back out later. First of all, most places you need $500 or $1,000 just to reserve and hold your spot. Then 30 days to, well, from my experience right now, that 30 days for the additional 10% has been like 60 to 90 days for the 10% down. So didn't even have to do it 30 days later. So all I'm trying to say is lock in what you might like and look online. And if I haven't sent you anything yet, or check out the last video, Barry's the entry, the real estate one. That's where I go over Miami. I go over the new project in White Sands called the Palms at White Sands in Punta Cana. I go over Ziba at Vista Cana. I go over Punta Cana Gardens and Punta Cana Parks. And I might have and Canarock. I went over all those, but there's still other properties all the time. So it all depends on what you're looking for, though. If you want a villa, if you want a condo, all depends. TR is about to buy some stores, more distribution. Wilson Koo, hopefully you're talking about, I don't know who, Teradyne. Are we talking about Teradyne here, equipment manufacturer? I've heard of them, but I have not invested in them. Probably should have. Let's see what a year chart looks like. Let's go see. That's what a year chart looks like. Yeah, probably should have. Last year it's double. Yeah, automatic test equipment designer, Teradyne's high profile, Samsung. Their customers include Samsung, Qualcomm, Intel, Analog Devices, Texas Instruments, and IBM. Wow. Yeah, Teradyne, a missed opportunity. That should have been last year's. But you can't win them all, right? But we still can win because that still should have an upside. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you so much, Tanisha Lyles. I greatly appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. That's right. I didn't even realize I've been missing out. I haven't gotten notices. That's weird. Well, it's not really weird. They don't send notices to everybody. All right. Thank you so much, Eric. I will definitely watch it. All right. You're welcome. Thank you, TerraSyn. Oh, you're talking about TerraSyn, not Teradyne? Okay. I don't know who TerraSyn is. Let's see if I can find them. That TerraSyn, TRSSF. Okay. Well, they've come out of nowhere from $1.90 to $10. Committed to it's a cannabis company. All right. Over the counter. All right. Well, another cannabis company. Well, that just gives you another option for more due diligence. I don't know about this, but I'm in like, I don't even know, 8 or 9 cannabis companies at this point. Yeah, got you. TRSSF. That means it's over the counter stock. And by the way, Victor Marrero, I got the what was that? Fidelity? Yeah, I got Fidelity. So they do the free over the counter from Fidelity. No charges for over the counter trades, which is beautiful. All right. Okay. Wednesday Night Live. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not going to tell any more stories tonight. So I want to thank everybody for being here. We got to wrap this up. It's kind of late. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. It can't be all work and no play, because what are you doing working if you can't play? But the bottom line of the story is, don't play too long. Don't celebrate being off on Fridays, because all 7 days of the week could be very important right now during the greatest transfer of wealth. You're in it right now. So the more education you can get and the more opportunities that you can find to invest in and deploy your money to work for you, the better you're going to be in about 2 years. That's all I can tell you. So with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.